Hopefully the audio is okay. And here we go again. Just live streaming on YouTube because I really want to do right now. I went to this political thing today, and I'm very interested in these candidates for this 2018 election. You know, it could be all irrelevant. It could make no difference at all. But my thing is that we got to do it in the United States. We have to try to overturn, get rid of these people like freshman Congressman Matt Gaetz from Florida who wants to get rid of the EPA. I mean, we are at a critical junction. And regardless if we've hit the tipping point environmentally, this is still going to happen, this election. It's still going to happen unless something drastic happens to the planet in that short amount of time. Hi, Justin. Got you on the big screen. Oh, he said, that's Justin, my partner. I just wanted to do this, Justin, and circumvent Facebook a little bit because, I don't know. You know how I've been feeling, wanting to get away from Facebook a little. So anyway, at this political event, there is a candidate. Now, there's a whole lot of candidates. I've interviewed two of them for my district. Ian, and there's another one, Tracy, and there's a bunch of, and they're all really good candidates. They're really good candidates. Linda, she's a heart surgeon. She was. But I wanted to talk about this one guy. His name is Max Della. He looks like an establishment Democrat, but he's not. But I want to get an idea of what you guys think, because especially on YouTube, I get raw, good feedback. His name is Max Della. See how he looks? He just looks like that guy, that establishment guy. But he's really interesting. He has a lot of military behind him. And I typically don't go from, really am not impressed with the military people, but now maybe a little more. You know why? Because he was, first of all, he's got a ton of service, but he was former commander 109th Airlift Wing, NYANG, which supports the U.S. Antarctic Program and National Science Foundation. I've talked to him. I haven't interviewed him, but he gets it. And today he had talked to me about the fact that he was worried about his glacier going. And what he says is that if we don't get behind him, he can't get in there to effectuate change. And of course, in our district is a farming district. I mean, there's a lot of changes we need to happen here, like growing hemp instead of corn. Not GMOs. Bringing in things that will be meaningful and relevant for the foreseeable future. And I think our district is representative of a lot of rural America. Very much filled with Trump voters, very conservative, very church-going. But he's interesting. And he has U.S. Air Force Academy, a BS in economics, Marquette Law School, a JD, Industrial College of the Armed Forces. He has an MS, National Resource Strategy, distinguished grad. He was awarded the Bronze Star and Legion of Merit, command pilot, commander, and officer, served in the First Gulf War, Haiti, and Afghanistan, promoted to Brigadier General. In New York, he's retired. He was a Brookings Fellow for Senator Levin, a Democrat from Michigan. And he worked for the Secretary and Chief of Staff of the Air Force Senate liaison, and legal. He practiced law as a defense attorney, a litigator, and a staff attorney. And he also worked in business development for Lockheed Martin. Normally, I would be like, oh, wow, what a neoliberal. You know, this guy's definitely a neoliberal. He's not going to do shit for us. But when you engage him in a conversation, he's the guy that seems to get how screwed up our environment is. And he says if he gets into Congress, he can just walk right in. He knows what to do, but he has to get there. Well, I haven't made up my mind on these people. You know, I haven't made up. Oh God, whatever. I haven't made up my mind, and I want to interview 3 more, provided that I can sit through an interview. You know, but I kind of wanted to get feedback from my YouTube viewers, which are a tiny little minuscule amount of who's on Facebook. But as you all know, I whine about Facebook. I would really like to get away from Facebook. But I wanted to know what you thought about those qualifications, and if a guy that understands climate change, understands the seriousness of the problems we're in, can he bring it home for our little rural community, but can he bring it home to get rid of that element that's in our Congress now that is just destroying our country and thereby is proliferating to destroy a lot of things outside of our country? And our reputation of obviously with 45 is destroyed around the world. So those were the experiences and the service experience, and he's running for Congress in New York, and I want your opinion. So if you watch this, let me know what you think. Do you think that a guy with this kind of experience could actually really be an educated voice for our climate, for our environment, for what we need to do moving forward? Now, he didn't know anything about the whole geoengineering and chemtrails and all that, so I told him, so you really need to know what's going on. If you want to be in United States Congress, you have definitely got to understand what's going on social media as far as geoengineeringwatch.org. And I told him he didn't know. I said, you've got to understand. And he went into the whole, contrails. He's a pilot, military pilot. I mean, he's got such experience, but I don't want to. Well, when I interview him, I suppose you'll all meet him and see him. And I'm also going to interview Linda Andre. Very progressive. She's cool, and she gets it too. It's really hard in this district to do this. So keep in mind, I really value a lot of, even if you're not from the United States, I just want to hear some feedback on what you think a military person, but specifically been to Antarctica, understands the problem. What could he bring to our district? Okay? Other than that, that's what's going on. I am really a bit focused right now on the Arctic and the melt that goes on, the warmth. Paul Beckwith has just done a new video. I had sent him an article and my question about this weather whiplash. I would like to see more, and he did it. You know, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to sit here and do a weather whiplash video. So he's got something new up, which we're going to put up. And And I'd like that feedback from you guys on YouTube. What you think? I mean, I know I'm asking for it, but it'll help me to understand going forward for our community, my local community, which is a very varied community, but a very rural one, like I said. So everybody have a good day. Peace. And now, of course, I got to figure out how to say goodbye on YouTube. So silly. And I got to go home. But, that's what it is. Peace. Bye. Okay. I think it's this way. Farewell.